Hey, hoops fans in the Lowco and perhaps beyond. Welcome to, I guess, a season's end edition, so to speak, of the One Lowco Hoops Happy Hour. Unfortunately, our high school basketball season came to a close this weekend, but Sand Sharks are still in the hunt, and I guess Sakahachi is also in the mix for some JUCO stuff. So we'll still have some hoops to talk about, but high school season wrapped up this weekend, and for the first time in quite some time, we didn't have a state champ in either Skiza or high school league. Which I mean, we haven't had one in high school league pretty rarely, but Skiza, we've had some dynasties over the years that left us with not very many years where we didn't get at least one, but nobody brought one home this time. So we got Rob Benson and Coach Fish to help break down everything that went on this weekend and really throughout the playoffs, and kind of break down what we got to do better to get a little bit better results come this time of year. But how y'all boys doing on this lovely Sunday in the Loco?
Doing great, man. No complaints. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Rob.
wonderful, man. Beautiful out.
And
Getting over the flu. Seems like everyone's had it over the last couple of weeks. So got to see a lot of basketball. Some streams were better than others for state tournaments.
some made it all the way to the end.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them all made it all the way, almost all the way to the end.
Yeah.
So
Um,
yeah,
thumbs
some
up
good.
for NFHS.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Thumbs
yeah, yeah,
down
yeah.
for Skiza. Skiza TV didn't
Yeah.
work out, but we did get to see the end of the game, but not the final 17 seconds of regulation and most of the overtime period of Cross failing in the three-peat bid, coming up short 39-37 in overtime against Dorchester Academy. And that's one that you guys watch closely because both of you been part of that program in recent years and part of the state championship run. So watching from afar now, I'm sure that one was a little frustrating. And then the Bobcats up at Florence, look, they acquitted themselves well. They played pretty well against a really good North Augusta team and just kind of ran out of steam. But and then the Beaufort girls had a good run as well, coming up short at South Florence rather, which then got just trounced by North Augusta. But good, bad, and the ugly is the phrasing you've used, Rob.
Yeah.
So let's break down the playoffs.
Yeah, where we
Yeah, I
starting?
think you forgot JP2 girls too, who did
Oh
pretty
yeah,
well this
JP2
year.
girls had a
Yep,
heck of a run. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a
yep.
nice. Well, I mean, they got a little lucky in the sense that I guess the region player of the year for Hammond was out, got hurt in like the first 5 minutes of the opener of the Skiza tournament, so she missed the JP2 matchup, which is
Okay.
why when we saw they won by 18 or so, we
Yeah.
were like, wow, that was a heck of a win, but it was without their best kid by a landslide. But either way, you take the win and you move on. But really, one of the things for them, which I give them some real credit there, is I thought they played pretty darn well versus Northwood,
They did.
who was undefeated. I mean, until the very last game there, right? Uh, yeah, versus First Baptist. So they hung pretty tight through close to 3.5, 4 quarters. So anyway, good run for them, but I didn't want to leave them out. Uh, Certainly, I mean, beyond JP2, the good is where are we starting? The good, the bad, or the ugly?
I don't know.
It don't matter.
I
You
think
tell me, man.
the good's Bluffton, man, boys, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that was like you have the hometown hero, the kid
that was
who has always been in gyms his whole life, who has always had a little flavor with the ball in his hand, and became a focal point, not only on the court but um, did a nice job with some of his edits in season to go viral a couple of times, right?
yeah.
So like kind of really built the lore in and around, and then put it on the line and went out there and won 3 rounds and went to lower states. I guess the last time we were in lower states around here was Hilton Head, right? A couple of years ago with what's his name?
Correct.
Um, yeah, correct on his name or um,
McCracken. Correct. It was a couple
yeah,
of years ago with what's his name, Will McCracken. Um,
yeah. So Will was another one of those dudes who in the COVID era came down from Cincinnati and like like
Mhm.
like Moeller or something. Actually, I think he's from exactly the same neck of the woods as Kiedis.
Really?
Up in Ohio, yeah, pretty much. But anyway, he came down and lit it up, and that guy was running up like 44 in 20 games and took them all the way to states. And I think that they kind of lost it late. But yeah, so other than that, this was a positively magical run for the area.
It was. I think they definitely overachieved, man. Especially if you look at individual talent roster wise. Obviously in that lower state final, I mean it's tough to win a game when only two people score. I think Malcolm had a layup, but other than that, every other point came from Harry and Ethan. So
Yeah.
I mean they hung in there, man. Like I said, the score's kind of deceiving. It was like a 4 point game maybe with 3 minutes left,
Right.
and then
Yeah,
they just ran out of firepower, man.
Yeah.
But some positives did come from the trip because I know they went up the night before. They were able to practice at like Francis Marion.
Okay.
And their entire staff was watching their practice. I know that they were intrigued by Harry. There were a lot of D2, D3 scouts at the lower state final.
Mm-hmm.
nice,
I talked to Gabriel after the game, and he said he talked to 7 different schools on
Oh,
his ride up to Florence. So
nice.
I mean, that's part of what we said last week too, though. Like
yep.
college coaches are lazy. Like at the end of the day, they want kids from winning programs.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? What
Well,
better place to see them than at the lower state final? So
yeah, and that's actually a good point I'm a big proponent of this move where the lower state finals are all played at Florence Center versus what they did in the upper state this year where they played them
yeah,
at neutral
yeah,
sites at schools.
Yeah, they're Rock
Um,
Hill.
I just think you're kind of cheating yourself when you don't you're cheating the kids because like you rode up, right, Coach?
yeah. I did go up. It was a
Florence
great
Center?
environment.
It's a
It,
great
yeah,
environment. It's a really good venue. They do a good job of making it feel like a big deal.
yeah,
And if you're truly like a hoops junkie, man, the games were really good all day, both days.
yeah. I was sitting
Um,
next to one dude. I guess his daughter plays with North Augusta, eighth grader, so doesn't really play too much. But he said he was there since 1 o'clock, just watching
Yeah,
yeah.
games all day. Stayed next to me throughout the whole Bluffton game.
And like you
Um,
said, coaches are
yeah,
you can say they're lazy, but more than anything, they got to be efficient.
yeah,
And
that
when they
too. Yeah,
sit
no,
there
true.
in
Yeah,
one spot and watch a bunch of games and see a bunch of kids who play for winning programs and been taught winning basketball, I mean, that's shooting fish in a barrel for them. So it's huge when our teams make it to that stage. And I think that the way the lower state did it is the way to go as far as making an event and something that's like a showcase for basketball.
well, I mean, and that's important literally at every level, even on the travel side. The reason you try to play in the best events, the
Yep.
reason you try to lobby for the best brackets, and then the reason you want to stay alive the longest, right? Is so that you have the most visibility possible. So the more these kids get exposure to that much winning on
Right.
that big a stage, it does get to be a little more like shooting fish in a barrel. So it's a really good opportunity, and hopefully, that merits a couple more offers there for Harry, and certainly, maybe get Ethan on the map going into next year a little bit.
well, he's another one who's mentioned for a few college coaches, but I mean that's part of the politicking of basketball. Once you get
Mhm.
beyond high school, college, pro, I mean you see it even at the college level, March Madness. A lot of guys stock rise just because they make a deep run in a tournament.
Yep.
It's no different here. Like so, yeah, I would definitely pay attention to that because that was definitely a big deal for them.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's big time. Um, do will they have enough back next year to maybe make another run? Obviously,
Well, you
Harry.
got you got Max and Moss who
Right.
weren't able to play.
Right.
I saw this week Jake Wood is going over there.
Yep.
She'll give him a ball handler.
Mhm.
HACA farm system, if you will.
I mean,
Yeah.
we kind of joked about it, but they do have a feeder program, and it seems to have fed again.
Well, now
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
have an
So,
AD. Now they don't have an AD, and who knows what's going on coaching over there. So it's
oh yeah,
open.
true.
Yeah, open
But I mean,
season,
they
I'm
got the
sure.
best coach in the area. I mean, I think that's been proven throughout the season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
so So Fish, I wanted to get to that in the semis versus Wilson when they had to deal with So okay, I wasn't at the game and I was in and out on the feed, but one of the things, the takeaway from people that I know who were there, they all said that Bradley had a master class of a game. And I guess from what I heard, were they mostly in man much of the year and they went zone to kind of limit, Josh dribble drive a bunch? Is that what happened, or
They
what did you
did,
see?
but to me, it looked like they mixed in a few different zones with the man. Wilson had no idea. It just felt like they could never get comfortable offensively. With anything going on, it's almost like when they called an ISO for Josh and a man, they were in a zone. When they tried to call something for zone, they were in a man. So I think coach, but I also think Harry. I thought Harry controlled that game. He didn't really shoot the ball that well. But that's when you see the difference of age between like a Harry and Josh. Like obviously Josh is this talented kid physically, but he's still learning basketball. Like there was
Yeah.
times that he could have took over the game. There was times he could have controlled it a little more, but I thought Harry played well as far as that sense. And I think
So
that's really where he took the biggest leap from last year to this year was more so an understanding of the game.
Yeah.
So them
I
two
mean,
combined, man, it was definitely a show to watch.
Harry in the fourth found a way to get to the rack too, from kind of getting downhill, coming
Yep.
off of stuff,
Well, they
and
started
like,
attacking Josh, which
yeah,
which to me, 6'5", 6'6" wing, like don't like guarding little guards like that.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
kind of hard to stay in front, and they found a hole. They took advantage of it, and kept going to it.
yeah.
So yeah, it was a great.
It always looks like you're fouling him no matter what you do, right? When you're 6'5" and he's
I
5'10".
mean,
Well, it's just longer limbs to get
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
left and right. You know what I mean? Especially when it's getting downhill.
yeah, I mean, there's that closing. You can close, I guess, because of length, but like at the end of the day, Harry was hitting that extra gear and stretch finishing, and going high off glass a lot. It was You
Yeah.
could see it. It was like two or three possessions in a row, and you were like,
Hmm.
"Whoa, the kid's getting loose just right at the right time." And they're not, highly I mean, they're tough finishes, but they're not highly difficult like pull up, step back threes or anything, right? Like he's getting to the rim.
Yeah,
So,
just straight downhill, straight line
yeah,
drive.
yep.
Yeah,
Well, good
but
on
they had
them,
a good
man.
season,
Bluffton
man.
was good. Yeah, they did. And they've got to be the favorite next year, man. I mean, not just with what's probably, or and there's other kids in the rumor mill potentially going to Bluffton, but I think the culture around there is really
Yeah,
good. Shout out to Coach Huck, right? He's brought some youth to the bench there, and he comes up from Mid Atlantic region where he helped out with your
BCU.
guy Justin.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, he helped Kimmy English at
yeah, that's right.
GMU,
Yeah,
right?
hmm
yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. And so
Nice.
he got some experience there, and he helped us train some last summer, and he's with Fish doing small groups again. So he has a good rapport with those kids, and you saw a lot of them thank him as well. So the culture's strong over there right now.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
You know,
Yeah, I've got a Kim English signed Pistons jersey somewhere.
nice. Where is he now? Is he at like
Solid.
Xavier or something like that?
He was at Providence, right?
Oh
Wasn't
yeah,
that
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
last stop?
I have
Yeah,
no
that's right.
idea.
He went from GMU to Providence. I
I
think
think
took
so. I think
when
that's
dude
right.
came down and took the Georgetown job.
But he was a great Mizzou star. Love that
Yeah,
man.
he was.
But
Okay,
yeah, so
so
the good was Bluffton.
yeah, the bad. Okay, I'm gonna nominate my bad. My bad is actually not necessarily a bad for the season. They're our second best team. If you're going to say Bluffton boys were the best, Buford girls would be second best. But Buford girls came into the postseason. They won a couple of games where they had more talent. I've
Yeah,
given them the bad based off of their last performance in the playoffs, where they had as much talent as South
Yeah.
Florence, and they went up there completely unprepared, had a bad game plan in place, um, literally sat in zone the entire time, and didn't make it an aggressive zone or didn't.
South Aiken shot the
Yeah,
lights
yeah. South
or
Florida.
South.
Well, South,
I keep saying
South,
South
yeah,
Florida.
South Florence got looks wherever they wanted. They could get it to the middle, right? Because they had the Harmony Bostic kid who
Yeah,
would pop up, and they could get it to her, and she would, she would flick it around the outside. But yeah, they did nothing. And on offense, I think they were 3 of 24 from three. They just chucked it around the perimeter. There was very little, dribble drive
3 of
penetration.
34 from 3.
Oh, 3 of 34.
Oh wow, that's so much worse.
Jesus.
Good
Significantly
Lord,
worse.
man.
Oh yeah, that's the
Wow.
bad. Got to be the bad. 3 for 34.
Three
Jeez.
for
9%.
34. Wow, 9%. Yeah, that's that. So like that's the thing. The problem with Buford girls basketball is not the talent level. They've got good kids.
Mhm.
It's the fact that their system is sort of lowest common denominator. And when you go against teams who can play in the half quarter, can dictate tempo to you a little bit, like you're in trouble
Yeah.
quickly. And they really never posed any real threat. I mean, they weren't in blowout mode. They weren't like blown out early or anything, but it always just felt like it was going to be a 10, 15 point game by the time it was said and done.
I feel like they hit those three threes pretty early in the game.
They did. I mean,
I want to say
I
two,
think
like three
Amira
in the
hit
first
one.
quarter, maybe.
So the same thing you said, Fish, for Bluffton, right? It gets hard to win, I think, in the
Only 2
finals
people score.
there, or in that particular game, only two people scored. No, I think more scored, but
No,
like
but they
but
scored 28 of the 37.
yeah, I would have guessed more than that. I would have thought they had like 34 of the 37 or 32
Dennison
or
and
something like that.
Coaxum each had 4, and Dalia had 1. And then
Wow.
your top 2 scorers both fouled out, so that there
Oh
goes
well,
any kind of comeback.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
game was pretty much over. It was never really a game. They
Right.
no, it
were out.
wasn't.
No, they just held them at arm's length the whole
I mean,
time.
who are they? Who are they losing?
Not a whole lot.
Um,
They lose Coaxum, who's good defender.
yeah.
Give you a little bit of scoring off transition stuff. Carson Crosby and Allison Dennison, who are the kind of the two
Two
bigs.
bigs, yeah.
Yeah, too
So
I
big.
mean, they just need to play hard, man. Like
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
just
need
didn't
to
play
play
hard.
man. They need to play man. I mean,
Yeah, like they just walk
what are you
around.
doing? You have two of the you have two of the most
right.
athletic guards in the area, and you 1-2-2 all game, just trying to get
Well,
cherry pick layups, and it's cool. It's cool. Got you undefeated in region, but it's never going to get you anywhere versus decent teams with equal or better talent.
right.
Right now, I had no chance against North Augusta.
No,
So nobody's
No,
saying anything about that. It's not like they should have been a state champs or anything.
no, no,
But
no.
no. North
but I
Augusta
feel
is a
like
whole
it was a
different beast.
game similar to Bluffton Boys versus Wilson. It was
That's
definitely a
right.
winnable game. They had a very good player, couple pieces, but
Yep.
it was definitely a winnable game. So
No, that's
yeah,
exactly totally comparable. We talked about that earlier, so that's actually a really good apples to apples comparison. But yeah, so that would be my bad, and it's not a cross section of the year. It's just like what the preparation level looked like for that game,
Right,
and so yeah, and I just don't think you can win with that style for very long against actual competition.
yeah,
right.
So
There's a ceiling. There's a ceiling to it.
yeah.
yeah.
I
So
feel
there's that. Anyone else got a bad other than that? I mean, 3 for 34 might have just creeped into everyone's bad.
I mean, yeah, that's
Uh,
borderline. That's bordering on ugly.
Yeah,
Certainly.
yeah.
But I don't think the whole picture was ugly. Just that that corner of it, the corner of it was hideous.
yeah.
Who else was bad? I don't know. I mean,
I don't think
well,
anybody else had a like glaringly bad performance or lost the
no.
game they were expected to. I mean, except with the team we got to go
Well,
to.
You
yeah,
know
and
who
it's
else you got to throw in the good? To go back to the good, Hilton Head Prep girls. You got
oh
to
Oh
give
yeah,
them
yeah,
some love.
yeah.
Making it to
No,
the
that's
Final
right.
Four.
And I think you
they
could
did.
get. Yeah, they did, and they went. And honestly, they probably could have done better in it. I think the team, from what I understand, had a little case of the flu going into the last day or the
Oh,
last tournament day, so they were. But I mean, that's another one of those, right? Like where 90% of the points come from two people,
Right.
so it gets hard to like envision how far you can or can't go. But again, we're talking Skeeza right now, and just okay, if we're going to talk ugly or bad, you throw it all in one. Like the Skeeza tournament
yeah,
Oh,
was I mean, okay, look, saving grace, and I'm not going to speak to the Pinewood Prep, whoever they played, was it Heathwood Hall and the boys 4A,
yeah.
but in the girls 4A, like we're going to give them a pass because First Baptist and Northwood was a good game and it was close and hotly contested the whole time. But for the first time in my following Skeezer, being in and around Skeezer, there really was only two good girls teams. I mean, like really good girls teams in all four divisions of Skeezer.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, like there's teams like JP2 are pretty good and this, that, and the other, but I mean, they made the final four of the top bracket, right? So like so like I'm firmly saying Skeezer at this point should be the Skeezer tournament champion, but I mean, I don't know why we give like, I don't know. It's the same thing as the NBA World Championship, I guess. But like
Yeah.
Skeezer calling it a state championship after
Right.
watching some of the state final, quote unquote state finals there, it's just so disingenuous, especially when you're looking at the environments you saw Bluffton in.
There's SCAC's
Or
state championships too, you know?
what's that?
SCAC's. You're not
I
familiar with
mean,
SCAC's, the South Carolina Association of Christian Schools?
I am not. Is that it? Oh, wow. Yeah. So that's like I'm familiar with all the Georgia versions of that. There's like
That's
GAC.
where you'll find your legacy Christians and
Oh, okay.
your step of faiths
Step of
and
faith.
such.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Depths of faith, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I would love, and the thing is I was watching just to go over the bridge a little bit, like keeping, because it's all one area. All these teams play each other all the time and bump endlessly. Although I think some of that's coming to an end. Apparently, GHSA next year is going. Well, I don't even know if it's next year per se, but their algorithm does not reward playing South Carolina teams or teams outside of GHSA.
Yeah.
So like you're no
I
longer
was
going to get
wondering when
any.
that was going to happen.
Yeah, so you no longer get any kind of bump by beating a good South Carolina team or by beating a GIAA team. Meanwhile, you got like Country Day going to GIAA. GIAA state tournament was legitimately straight up every bit as bad as Skeezer. So they could have done like a Big Ten ACC showdown and that would have been more entertaining. As long as they didn't use Skeezer TV.
Yeah, that was
You
wild. That cross
Yeah.
game stream cut out, 17 seconds to go, man. Tie ball game.
So cross game, and we were talking about this earlier. It was like 22-22 with like 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and
Oh,
then there was this
21-20.
21-20, and then there was this I say barrage of scoring, but like when you get like 16 points in the next 8 minutes or something, or next minute and a half, or whatever it is to close it out to where they're tied and have to go into overtime. Of course, now we didn't see that because it cut out at 17 seconds to go. And then when did it come back with about a minute to go?
Yeah,
Like
like
a
a minute
minute
and a half.
30, something like
Yeah.
that, in
And
overtime.
a minute and 30 in overtime. But congratulations, I guess, to our neighbors to the north, Dorchester Academy.
Our country cousins, our Lowco country cousins.
Our Lowco country cousins.
Yep.
I think that was a relatively young team, too. 2 seniors, maybe, something like that.
Yikes.
Yeah, and I mean, doesn't Cross go to 3A next year? So like that window is
I
closed.
mean, the window was closed. That's
Yeah,
a junior senior heavy team.
yeah,
And then your best off the bench after that is a 7th grader.
yeah. With
So talk about a wide gap. Talk about a lack of vision or I
yeah,
guess direction of a program.
and I mean
I
that
mean,
that
we talk about Kate Pagan all the time. She left.
Yeah, she was there.
yeah,
Right?
That
yeah,
she
and I
would have
mean
been useful today.
no,
Oh,
she
yeah.
would have been, and I mean that's the same thing. I think the other kid there is pretty got oars looking around, very decent volleyball player as well, and
Lose
I mean
60% of your scoring from this year to next year.
yeah, it's like what's his name's mom said,
So
right? Like
is all the Hollings graduate and Ryan?
No, the Hollings are juniors, but it's just Sydney
Oh,
and
they're all back.
Savannah who she was probably 2 for 24. Speaking of 2 for 24 today. Um,
yeah,
but it'll be them
lots
two and
of
then Lex if Lex even plays.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Lex.
I
I wouldn't
mean
argue.
that team would be awful. I mean I told their administration that to enjoy their last one last year. Um,
Yeah, it's what it is,
so I
man. I
mean I
mean,
guess that came to fruition.
they're another one of
Look, man,
those like where they.
here's my problem, man. My problem is the disservice you do to kids when you come in as an AD with an ego, right? I watched a junior senior team that has majorly regressed from where they were as freshmen and sophomores. I mean, from a playing hard, from I was watching kids walk up the court. I mean, at the end of the day, you got a kid foul out today because you just let her reach all season. It's like someone told me don't ever accept in losses what you, or don't ever accept in wins what you wouldn't accept in a loss. And to me, state championships, they're won in the spring, they're won in the summer, they're won in the fall. Like come the season, I mean, you got 8 months to prepare for a 4 month season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, look, I know what they were doing in the spring. I know what they were doing in the summer, which was a lot of nothing. Um, so come the fall, like at the end of the day, the basketball gods ain't gonna reward you if you ain't putting in that work. Like
Yeah, I
for
mean,
Dorchester Academy hit them 2 threes at the end of the game. Like the basketball gods will not reward you if you ain't putting in that work. So
it was.
you can try to fake it like you're a real program. You can try to do all this facade. You can post wins that were scrimmages. You can try to take off forfeits last year when kids were protesting. Yet be quick to put them up this year. You know what I mean? You could do all that, but at the end of the day, reality's gonna set in.
Well, and it was
You know
sad
what I
for the
mean?
kids, man. I'm watching it out
It
there,
is.
and they're like, there's like disbelief going on. Like, hold on,
Well, I mean,
we're
when your coach is flustered, bro, like they were down one and they held the ball for a minute 45 seconds, and then a kid proceeded to dribble in and turn the ball over immediately. It's like at some point, as a coach, you can't just whine and moan the whole game. You can't walk on the court, try to berate the refs the whole game. Like at some point, you gotta have poise too. Like I watched a bunch of girls just be emotional in that game and lost complete control of what they had going on. Like if
yeah,
I'm
it
a
was.
coach, you gotta have something for boxing one. Why would you not expect that? So you just hold the ball because you don't know what to do?
Yeah,
Like we
I
got to
mean,
be more
it was
prepared than that.
it was strange. The whole thing was strange to watch, and it was definitely strange for the girls because you could like got this feeling they couldn't figure out why this game was close, like why they were in it. But the reality of it is because like you can't just turn it on.
Yeah, you can't
You
fake it. You
you
can't
can't
flip
fake it,
it.
man. Like if you're not in the if you weren't in the gym and you didn't, and like so, it's a program that cashed out last year, and that they rode it, and like because Skiza is what it is, and again, let's not quantify like it was, like at the end of the day, with a couple of kids, with 2.5 kids who play basketball in Skiza, you can run deep. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, and
Yeah.
so if you have 2.5
Final four.
kids, yeah, you can make a real run at it. And so
I
they
mean, look,
do.
Dorchester ain't even have 2.5 kids. We're talking
Mm-mm.
about a team that JP2 beat by 35.
Yeah,
All right, so
there's
let's put in perspective what Dorchester is. I mean,
no for sure.
and two to what you said earlier, we won a girls state championship. Granted, being Skeezer since the 17-18 season.
Hmm.
Right.
So what happened?
Well, I mean, I think that the cultures of the schools around here have to want stuff. I mean, like at the end of the day, like you know, we're all actively involved in a good girls program, and at the end of the day, they have to feel valued where they want to go to school, and their pursuits have to be as valuable as the boys, their whatever, like all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like there's not enough that double down and say, you know what, we're going to give you the kind of culture, the kind of experience, the kind of we're going to use all the days that we're allotted to use. We're going to train when we're supposed to. We're going to do our three in the gym. We're going to do our team stuff. We're going to do whatever, and just be a full on culture. And when that happens, when there's always like one school who does around here, and then everyone gravitates.
Yeah.
Like right now,
Yeah,
Bluffton boys. Right now, like Bluffton boys, man. I mean,
yeah.
the end of the day, you got Bradley and you got Huck over there. And I mean, obviously, our small group stuff last year was Bluffton boys strong. I
Yep.
mean, like they're everywhere. And so the culture of being in the gym is really strong there. So whoever then provides that on the girls' side ends up getting all the girls' kids,
Right.
especially now that the portal existed public.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, like it's really open season on whoever just cares. But
Yeah.
if it's too much, but here's the thing: with caring means you take on personalities and parents and things like that. And what I've determined is like no administrations really care. That's
Right.
the whole
But the
the
thing
whole
is,
point.
like there's a buzz. Like you gotta create a buzz around it. Like people aren't just gonna show up. And my thing is, even if kids don't want to play in college, cool. Like give them the best high school experience. Give them a
Yeah.
real athletic experience.
Yeah.
For sure.
Don't just sit
For
here and
sure.
mail it in and bring up seventh graders just because what? Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm in
Yeah.
seventh grade, I should be playing middle school basketball.
Yeah. Boy, that's a whole other issue.
Like what
My
is that?
my seventh grade daughter and I actually talked about this today, how insane it is that sixth graders can't play middle school with seventh and eighth graders, but graders can play varsity with juniors and seniors.
No,
Right.
it's absolutely crazy, man. And then like you see all this stuff, it's so interesting, like because now we're dealing with all these different age brackets. There's these everything's trickle like that. Like so in high school, you have the seventh grader, who can play varsity here, and you have heck, eighth graders can't even play over in Georgia,
Right.
right?
Or North
So
Carolina.
now, yeah, or North Carolina. So now you got kids that have been playing varsity for 2 years. PJ's played varsity in sixth grade, man. Here in sixth grade,
Easy.
it was it was insane. But it's like stuff you're allowed to do here, which is certainly very interesting. I'm not sure if it's competitively very savvy, like or makes much sense for the kids. It would be better off, just having
I
a
think
reset and bringing them up, year by year by year and being stronger in that way. But everyone needs to have a compelling need to have a varsity, whether they're varsity or not. Which is why you have skis a tournament that looks like it did. There wasn't a lot of varsities there in 1A through 3A, really.
No. But you just gotta keep what's best for the kid in mind, because beyond the basketball piece or whatever sport piece, like they're interacting with their peers.
For sure.
Like you're taking away from their friend group as a seventh grader or even an eighth grader. You
yeah.
know what I mean? They got to get comfortable. They got to build a confidence, a self image, or whatever. Like
Yeah.
all that is feeding into them and who they are. Just
Well,
to
and
bring them up, take them away from juniors and seniors who
you're also
they're on a
trying to
completely different time.
Well, yeah. Oh,
yeah, and you're trying to train
absolutely.
them to be a dog, and then you throw them out there, and they're puppies. Like let them be a
Well, and then
dog with the dogs, with
and then
their
we
with
even
their
saw
size
that
dog.
we even saw that once this year on the May River girls side where they brought up a seventh grader, and they'd already brought up an eighth grader, roughly what they considered before they knew who the seventh grader was at the same position. So they told the eighth grader to forego, or whatever. And here's the thing: River Ridge didn't have a girls' middle school team because they pulled the whole team up. Like there was enough
Oh,
like they had three or four kids they brought up between JV and varsity that means they couldn't even have a middle team. But anyway, so it's one of those things where I think we need to kind
I
of
think
like
the same thing
prioritize.
with softball.
But
I
you know
think
what
with
I guess
all of it, like forget the sport. Socially, a senior girl and a
Yeah,
seventh grade girl are in two
yeah.
completely
like
different worlds, man.
yeah, they shouldn't be riding a bus together, and like the
Nope.
the conversations that are taking place. I don't want to know.
Right. Like
Yeah.
completely
No,
different
that's
worlds, man. So,
totally different worlds.
but where do
I
we
Yeah.
mean
know?
it's well, I mean it's like I said, this is the stuff they got to do to field teams, and then they'll take all those same kids and they got to field a team the very next season. So they'll go, oh, now you're in softball, and it's seventh graders and 11th graders again and 12th graders. So it's a very odd thing over there. But um, I think getting back to it, I would like to see in the tournament fashion, like you were talking about Florence, man. Florence was solid, but on the skis side, I still think they should go to a weekend event at a play, not like at a Florence, but They got to be something other than Sumter, right? And they could have a place where if they did it like an AAU tournament, because these are small student bodies, right? We went over that one day on where some of these schools have like 12 people.
They had a
Um,
decent crowd though. That Dorchester at least they brought a decent
yeah,
crowd.
Dorchester did have
I
a
will
decent crowd.
say the plus side to Sumter, it's a little more intimate of a setting.
It is.
It
As a
is.
fan, I do like being right there.
You
No,
are.
that's true.
Well, Florence is definitely like you're very separated
Yeah.
from the action.
Well, my
Very
only point
progressive.
is that when you have that few, I mean, you have if you brought everyone in, you would have people spend it's a good look in terms of making money for the area, but travel and tourism and whatnot. But B, maybe even make a little money for Skiza and not be so far flung. But you could get more people in the gym. So even though it's more intimate there in terms of viewing, like the ability to get multiple schools and their fan bases to just stay there all day, like you were saying, you met someone who got there at like 10 in the morning and just watched all the games, right? Like there isn't that in skis that people go for one game or they don't want to drive right back 2.5 hours. So they maybe, watch their friend play for a half.
Yeah.
But so it doesn't have the vibe. And it's like, if you
No, it
want to
feels
give
like the
these kids,
crowd turns over every
it
game.
turns
Yeah, yeah,
over. It's
it
like,
does.
yeah. So like if they did it the other way, it'd be more like kids in the gym, everyone watching everyone else. And so that I found that interesting, as a concept because it is sort of vibeless and if you're trying to create a good experience for the kids, it can't be, hey, we're going up 2.5 hours or 3 hours away on Monday. Now we're going 3 hours away on Wednesday. Now we're going 3 hours away on you know what I mean? It gets to
Now
be
we're
that
playing
like,
in the state semifinals at 3:30 on a weekday.
yeah,
What in the world?
yeah, it's an absolutely very like a strange sort of. I mean, they didn't even release their literal brackets until like second round almost. It felt
Right.
like,
They were just
um,
about
It was like
schedules.
day by days. Yeah, day
Yeah.
by day
yeah,
schedules.
it's like they're reseeding them,
Yeah, exactly.
reseeding them by round. So, but yeah,
I think they sent the brackets out maybe to the schools, but they never posted them online until like round 3.
yeah,
What a mess.
yeah, that's a mess. So, I mean, I guess I would say cross would be the ugly in terms of them just losing an absolute. That was a gimme.
Yeah, I think they're the only team that lost to a team that they were better than.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, but are they? They played them what 4 times this year? It was 2-2.
They played them 3 times,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And there was a
two and
forfeit in
one.
there too.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey,
Yeah, lost by 13, beat them by like 15,
Yeah.
and then that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of the epitome of
they
their
lost the
season
rubber
right there.
match.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that I mean, man, not too much more to it than that. I think over on the other side of the bridge, not many two teams are left. Not many are left either. Jenkins on the girls' side still left. Bradwell's left, I think, in boys and girls still. Um, but yeah, everyone else is sort of crapped out and gone, and it's what it is.
Well, we still got the Sand Sharks. They will be home on Wednesday, first round of the Peach Belt Conference tournament. It'll
The
be the
girls are
guys. The women are the number 2 seed, and they will face. Let me see here. Wes just sent it out to the group chat. Uh,
I saw it earlier. Yeah.
the women will face Georgia College, and the men will face Flagler Wednesday night at the Cove. Should be a dogfight in that men's game, I think.
Should be a good environment too, man.
The women's game,
Yeah.
Sandshak should be in good shape there. They're coming in. They just finished up at 15-5 in the conference, 19-10 overall. They just finished off a sweep of North Georgia, which was ranked ahead of them in the Southeast region rankings.
Yeah, they'll play them second round if they win, which that'll be a tough one.
Would that be
Yeah.
home too, right?
Oh yeah, North Georgia is the 3 seed, huh? Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're no, the semis and the final are both at the highest remaining seed after the first round.
Okay.
So if somehow Columbus State were to lose
Yeah,
to Lander, I guess, which
yeah,
isn't
they ain't lose.
Oh, so
isn't
they
out
so
of the
they all
question.
go to the
I mean,
one
Lander's
gym.
got
Yeah,
that Quadeja Langley is she can get. But yeah, USCB the 2 seed there on the women's side, and then the men are the 4 seed, and they got Flagler, and that'll be a battle. That should be a really good game, and they'll both be at the Cove. So a little doubleheader of Peach Belt Conference basketball on Wednesday, playoff basketball, and it looks like both USCB teams are kind of in the mix to maybe make the top 8 in the region and make the tournament. I think the men
what are the
right.
tournament sites?
I don't know what the tournament sites are, but I know that the top 8 in the Southeast region make that region.
Does anybody
And
play at home?
USCB is ranked ninth in the men and 10th in the women, and that was before the women just beat North Georgia again. So they look like a bubble team going into the Peach Belt tournament. So
I
we shall
feel
see.
like I feel like the on the girls' side they are. I keep feeling like USCB because they're having such a good season in conference should be more valued in these like weird
Mhm.
little southeastern sector rankings that we see
Uh-huh.
because they're always below teams they're ahead of in
Yeah,
conference,
I know.
right? But
You have little faith.
they yeah, I think they but they were what like a couple games above 500 coming out of conference. So I mean, I think that it's the win loss that maybe the Peach Belt look. I don't know what they're
Yeah,
saying,
there's
but
probably some head to heads kind of
yeah,
hold them back.
yeah, I'm not
I'll
sure
be
what the
honest.
algorithm there is.
They win a lot of games that they get outplayed, man. It feels like they get outplayed a
Yeah,
lot of time just watching, and then they win the
yeah.
game.
And then
It's
all of a
really
sudden they're
weird
winning.
experience.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
sort
with
of
you.
that's an
I guess
interesting
that's
team
what good
characteristic.
teams do, though, right? Like they find a way to win even when
They
they don't
do.
have the best stuff. So um, maybe they'll keep it rolling here, man. They almost got Columbus State the first time they played them up there, lost by 4, I think. So maybe they can pull it off. But I think if they make the Peach Belt final, they're probably a tournament team. You'd have to think.
You'd
Yeah, you
have to
think
think.
if
Yeah,
anybody else made it out the conference.
yeah. So yeah, cue that up, high school sports basketball fans. You don't have any excuses now. Your season is over. Wednesday night at the Cove. All the high school hoopers should get out there and see what it looks like. D2 basketball at a pretty high level, and will be great games. So
I
go
mean,
check it out. See what
pretty
it
high
looks
stakes for the boys and girls, man. I mean, like that, like you don't want to go out in the first
like.
round and it's
No,
a home
especially at
game.
home.
So
You're
Hmm.
yeah,
supposed
so
to
like
win.
so you're supposed to win. So like this would be a bad loss trying to get a tournament bid. So like let's
Mhm.
not let that happen,
Yeah,
you know.
the Cove, get hype, and let's check it out. And let's keep basketball season going for at least another few days here in the Loco, and hopefully longer because hopefully they get in that tournament. And we get to see what that whole thing looks like. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Any last thoughts before we call it a night?
Nah, I mean just get in the gym, y'all. I mean it's the season's over, travel's about to start, come up with the game plan to get better and then be diligent about attacking that plan. That's all it is at that point is you have to because I mean we did not watch what was a necessarily there was a couple of really bright spots of the season, but mostly what we saw was a lot of kids who didn't get in the gym and really like we saw the kids who did dominate,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding. Like you get what you put in, and if you look at like a Bluffton who had a really great year and kind of out punched their weight, um, they were in the gym and they're going to be back. I wouldn't be surprised if their kids are training already, right?
Yeah. They'll
Yeah.
be
So,
they'll be hitting fish up any day now.
yep,
Yeah. Hey,
for
I
real.
would say too, I mean, take some time. Get
Yeah.
away from it. I know when I was in
Yeah.
high school I played baseball,
Yep.
so I
Yep.
was right to baseball season. Um, but you do have 8 months between now and next year to go be what you want to be for your team. If you weren't an impact player, you have 8 months to go try to be one.
Hmm.
Um, You have 8 months for your parents to get rid of all their excuses. The next 8 months for all you parents will tell you why your kid ain't playing. All right, so just understand everybody has the same 8 months. There are people who are going to be working when you're not. And look, I'm one of those guys that's cool. Go do whatever you want to do. Just don't get mad at the results later.
Right.
So that's all I got to say on that, man. And like I said last time, if you're one of those who want to take it serious, make sure your program takes it serious also. If I was a girl, private school, I've said it many times, JP2 seems like a good experience. Whether you want to go into college or not, if you're just looking for a good high school experience, I think if I'm a girl, I'd look there. All right, boys, do your own research, do your own thing. But look for a school that's going to treat it just as serious as you are.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like everybody got to watch how your son played. Everybody got to watch how every program played. Don't be surprised next year. All right. Everybody has time to get rid of all their excuses.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear all the excuses next season.
I
So
mean, there's going to be probably ample turnover coaching too, so it's going to be a very interesting off season to see,
it'd
what
be
these.
interesting that HACA situation.
It will.
AD coaches, that'll be an
I think
interesting one to watch.
I think May River girls is probably coming up. I'm
I've
sure.
heard rumors of the boys potentially coming up too.
I mean, that's very possible. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I keep hearing. I don't know. Like again, girls again, like Hilton Head. I have no idea what's going on there. Boys. Like there's not a lot, never real rumor mongering that comes out of Hilton Head. It just sort of seems like everyone's at the end of the season takes the temperature and, hey, do I want to do this again? Like, was this
Yeah.
fun? So like, or am I committed to
There is a
basketball or
lot of that.
development or yeah, or getting kids in the gym? Like, I mean, like, why wouldn't you? You're 40, 50-year old, however old you
Yeah.
are, coaching. You got to determine if this is, getting your juices flowing,
Yeah.
and and
It's a lot of damn work. It's a
it's a
lot of
lot of work,
It
sacrifice
is,
man.
for
man. It
other
is.
people's kids, and if they don't match your energy for it, then it drains you. Like they have to recharge you with their energy, and if they're not bringing that, then it just drains you, and you don't have the batteries to do it.
And both of you guys were just talking about this at different times. I mean, it's all of this is just a rollover grind. I mean, so like I'm talking about getting ready for whatever, determine what it's going to be this spring. And Fish is right though, get some time, clear your head, especially if you made a deeper run and all that. But we're at that point where uh high school sports is crazy, man. Justin, how many games you got next week in softball?
This week we got varsity on Monday and JV on Tuesday and a JV varsity doubleheader on Thursday.
This is what I'm saying. So like there's no rest for the weary. I didn't even know that they started, but I've seen it online. I've seen scores and all that, but it's remarkable
We
to
got to get
me
ready
how
because
little
we play freaking Bamberg on March 10th in a region
I
game,
mean,
and they got a little girl that throws 65 from the left side. So we got to get some games in.
I'll tell you what's funny, man. One of the things that kind of is interesting, and this goes to Fish's point about taking a couple of minutes. There is no season around here like basketball. And I say that and not like out of reference because I love the sport or whatever. I say that because it covers like 4 full months,
Yeah.
like 2 semesters, multiple breaks, like Christmas,
It's a
Thanksgiving
long
that you're required.
season.
It's a long season, man, that you're
Yeah.
required to like actually. Meanwhile, we're still in states, and the states come up next weekend in Columbia. And all of you, like half
Yeah.
this area will be like 5-2 in softball or 2-6, or you know what I mean? It's like the begin
Yeah.
so it keeps rolling down the road, but at the end of the day,
Sure.
yeah, it never ends. So you got to take a deep breath sometime. But yeah, that'll lead to some coaching turnover. It's just such a long season, and there's so much turmoil, and there's it's a lot dealing with parents. I mean, it just really is like everyone's got their thought of what little Johnny is or isn't,
It seems
right?
like they're all or nothing. They're either
That's right.
not involved at all and no help, or please let me do my job. One or the other, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's I think
yeah,
that's
it's a
very
lot,
fair.
man. Credit to the coaches. You know, we get critical sometimes of what they did, what they decided to do in games and things like that. And but at the end of the day, like we couldn't do it without them. And that we know that they all give their best, that they all give as much as they have to give to it. And sometimes, you know, they're the only option at some of these schools. So that's a different deal. But when you got a quality, you know, a championship caliber team, then we definitely owe it to them to give them the best coaching we can. And certainly we got a lot of respect for the folks who do it. I certainly do. Having done it now, man, it's a
It's
grind.
just
It's a
yeah,
grind.
it's long, man. That and like that's what I'm saying. That basketball season, it's a whole different. And it
Oh,
gets
it's
dark.
wrestling
And
season for me, and god dang, it's just too long inside too. You need to get outside,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
touch
we get some
grass.
sunshine, touch
That's
grass.
true.
Yeah, but I think that's it, man.
All right, boys. Good stuff. Enjoyed it. Thanks to all of you for showing up to listen or watch. It's been a great season on the One Loco Hoops Happy Hour. And I guess we'll have another one next weekend to break down USCB, right? One more time.
Yeah, we can get together.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
with it.
And we can talk brackets as well next weekend, right? We'll be into conference tournaments, I guess then. But then we
Is
got to
that
have a
next
bracket
Sunday?
special.
Is that
Yeah,
next
we can.
Sunday?
What? You broke up on me there.
Does
Where'd you go?
the brackets come out next Sunday?
Do they? That's what I was
Is
thinking.
conference tournaments this upcoming weekend?
I think so.
So
Gotta be.
everybody just played their last game yesterday.
No. Last
Oh, okay.
weekend or
So this
next
Saturday's last
weekend.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
right. And then the following week's conference tournament. So I
That's
guess we'll
right.
have to have one that week too to do our brackets, right? That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
maybe do
We
a
can do a
1L
bracket
bracket
challenge.
challenge. Yeah,
Bracket
man.
Yeah,
challenge.
we should do it. We should do a bracket challenge.
10-4. I'm in. All right, boys. Good stuff. Thanks for hanging out with us and talking hoops. And until next time, for Coach Fish and Rob Benson, I'm Justin Jarrett. Go Loco.